Is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. Hope you guys are hope you had fun on Jerome Powell Day. I got a little crazy and wild, like we expected. So I mean the first like 4 hours of the day were just a dud, just waiting. Oh, I hate waiting, it's the worst. But then Jerome came in, gave us some fireworks, we all good. And we got Bill in the house. Good morning to you. We got Brian. Good morning to Corey, Jay. We got Lauren, Marius, Matt, Mike is Peter, Randy. These are the people who found out they figured out how to get into their dashboard. That's what's up. That's what's up. They figured out how to get in because we're updating the website. So I think they're going through the transition page setup, whatever the case is. I don't. You can tell I'm a professional programmer, so I know what I'm talking about on this subject. But in case there's anybody with issues on dashboard, we also threw the link into YouTube. And that means all my people out in YouTube, speaking of, we got Honey Roy, we got Mr. Cody, the one. Good morning to Clarice. We got Richard Jett in the house bright and early. The good news is, if anybody wants to hang out, we'll be live doing this all day. So we'll do this till 12 noon. So anybody out in YouTube land, just make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Martha's a sneaky one sharing the links around. That's how you guys figured out. Because I was like, I don't even have a dashboard. I don't know. I don't know how that works. But I was like, I guess some of you guys are finding it. That's all good. But yeah. So we'll keep the YouTube up and running. We'll run that till we finish kind of looking at the markets and trading today. So man, I love it. I love a little change. It's also Jeremy Newsom's birthday today as well. We got a lot happening today. A lot happening. But let's figure out, before we get into today, what happened yesterday. Well, yeah, let's go into the smaller time frame from yesterday just to understand the craziness of this move. And like we said, it was just pure chop. We said probably right around 2 when Jerome Powell will get on. We think it's gonna be right back to about opening price. We were very close to that. Where were we? Right around 2 o'clock. Yep. Pretty much essentially right into the zone of the opening price. So really the whole first beginning part of the day, nothing really mattered. We were just waiting for Jerome to come out, tell us what he wants to do, and then get a better idea from there. So what actually happened? Well, he came out, he said, we're not changing rates, so rates remain the same. I think that was kind of priced in. That's all good. So no, I don't even know. That's not an actual ticker for anything. But that is a no rate change, so that's good. We kind of expected that. But the question is, what is he thinking after that? And when is this rate change coming? Are we getting rate hikes? There's been some rumors around that. He basically came out, he took the rate hike right off the table. He said, listen, I don't know where you guys are getting that from. I don't know why you're trying to guess what I'm trying to do, but I'm always gonna be one step ahead of you. I'm Jerome Powell, baby. Let's go. And yeah, so that's off the table. Market loved it. Then the next portion of it, they said, well, what about stagflation, Mr. Powell? And he said, I don't know anything about stag, and I don't know anything about inflation. I was, he's out there spitting today. Jerome Powell's on fire. So he's another thing. He just doesn't see the economy really coming to a halt, and that looks good. Then from that point, there was some bearishness in the report. There was some bearishness in what he said, but then there was some bullishness as well. So the one thing that he said was, we don't really. I think during his actual speech, the one thing he really said, and it was in the report as well, but he said, nah, we still have confidence that we're going to get the inflation down. We're still very confident on that. We're just a little less confident than we were before, just based on the recent reports we've seen. And that's why tomorrow's employment numbers are actually going to be very, very important for the markets tomorrow just to see. But, data dependent. Jerome Powell over there does his thing. But that was the one thing. So he's a little iffy that they're not as confident. But still, they think they can get to that place that they're thinking. Okay, fine. And then it comes down to quantitative easing. So that's where the Fed is going to come in by treasury-backed securities. They're going to reduce their balance sheet. They'll buy probably mortgage-backed securities as well. And In the tune of, I think it was $60 billion. The market said maybe if they start doing it, it's going to be about 25. So it was a little bit of aggressive move, and that frees up more cash into the market, which I don't know, good, bad, I'm not sure, but essentially that should get the interest rates down a little bit. So they're going to start pretty much buying back some of the assets, clean off some of their balance sheet. He did say not immediately. It's going to take some time. We'll go slow with it, but that's the plan to get interest rates down. Where I don't know, and I don't know, I didn't see anybody talking about it, and maybe I have a completely misunderstanding of of what that would actually do. But if you're going to reduce interest rates and inflation has not come down yet, um, what do you think really happens to inflation? I think inflation kind of goes up higher. So I think that just makes your job a little bit tougher, Jerome Powell, but interesting concepts. So we'll see. We'll see how it wants to play out. But uh big reversal candle. I have a almost a bear flag on the daily chart. Centilla says no cut this year. So that's the thing. Um, I think he didn't say there's no cuts. He's still saying he thinks there is cuts. And the market is the market, the Fed futures rate actually increased. Like people were getting really bullish. They were increasing that it would happen in September. So I don't know if you put more fuel in the fire. We'll see how this thing plays out. But um, that's at least we have an idea as to where Jerome Powell's at. So the market was kind of loving it. They said, okay, that's good. Interest rates come down. We like your plan. Um, and then again, he went to 60 billion in buybacks. Fine. But Janet Yellen earlier that day, or actually, I think it was on Monday, she came out and first said it, but they're looking to spend a whole lot, put more bonds out there. And then we said we had to wait for the clarity as to is it longer term positions that she's willing to take the debt on for, or is it short term? We did get that clarity yesterday. And if it was short term, that was okay for the markets. The Fed could kind of gobble a lot of that up. Jerome Powell could gobble some of that up. Good. If it was a longer term, not as much. So she did come out yesterday and said it's short term. So the fact that Jerome went a little higher with what he was doing, I think it actually counters a lot of what Janet Yellen was kind of putting out there. So that is another positive for the market. But today we do have a bullish gap and go on the SPY. It's not bad. We should have support, probably somewhere around 501.12, I would assume. And then we're going to be into resistance, probably about 505.02. So watch that zone. The spot where we're opening, if this is our little bit of an uptrend, this still could all be some kind of a retest into it. So we're kind of losing a little edge just based off of where this thing is actually opening. And we do have some resistance above us. We got some moving averages above us. We're also looking at 508.92. So we'll see. We'll see how this one wants to play out. But ultimately, I do think longer term that this is a little bit more bullish than bearish. So as soon as that was coming out, I was going crazy on some 0-day contracts, which worked out really well. We got Q's, same thing. It's a little bit of a gap up. Interesting spot that we're opening at. A little bit more interesting than SPY. So it looks like we are slightly into a support resistance 424.91. So we'll see what the next 21 minutes play out. Peter says my speaker volume went down. Is that true for everybody? So sometimes I talk real loud, sometimes I talk real low. It's that's what I do. Yeah, I don't know why the speaker volume would just automatically go down. YouTube land, type a quick one if my volume has changed at all. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know why that would do that. Everything's plugged in, everything's up. I haven't touched anything. Sounds like I'm away from the mic. All right, let me make some changes here. So that one I just put up a little bit more. That one's all the way up. That's up. That's up. That's up. Uh, what if I do this? Did that make it better? Is that better now? Good. Everyone, yeah, good. All right. Is it getting? Oh, it is getting louder. Is Test one, test one. Oh, I don't know if that does anything. I do have some cool effects on this thing though too, so that's fun. All right, we'll leave it like that. Let me know if it sounds weird. I don't know. Audio settings, automatically adjust microphone volume. Nah, it's a separate, it's a additional mixer I'm actually go through. All right. Wendy's saying way better, so YouTube is saying way better too. All right. I'll take this happy medium. We'll stay here. We'll live in this pocket for a minute. We got TLT. TLT, so bonds still kind of gapping down. That's below some key support. The important thing is we're still in this range. We haven't really dropped massively, but look for resistance on TLT around 88.27. So the bonds really still not believing this move yet. 87.79 is the support on TLT. So a couple of tickers coming in. Yeah, if you guys got tickers, let me know. Let me see which one was the first one. I got Dash, DASH. All right, so Dash yapping down. Doesn't look like earnings, but DoorDash is maintained to at outperform. And then RBC cuts DoorDash price to 165 from 175, so a little bit of a downgrade. Both of those downgrades are higher than current price. Interesting. Oh, they did have some earnings. My bad. Looks like they missed earnings per share by 2 cents, so 83% from what they were expecting. That's not that strong of a number. We got reported they did do 2.5 billion, which was 58.9 million above expectations in terms of revenue. But look at the bar that they had to beat. Not an easy task. So very, very close to at least 52-week highs. They were much higher at one point, 258. People were real excited on this one about IPO time. And then do we have any resistance? Yeah, so we do have a little bit of support over here, and that would be some kind of resistance. So we were above it slightly for a while. Now we're back below it. It's kind of a little bit more to the bearish side. It's gonna be a tough resistance to break through. We do have some volume coming in, not incredibly a lot, but there's a decent amount. Otherwise, next target down probably about 101. So we'll see if we get some free fall. Do we have anything current on this one? A little support, but nothing crazy. This is also a retest gap. I would be interested in a fade on this one, fade to the bullish side, but I really would prefer to wait for 112.40. So we'll go a little bit higher. We'll go to like 113. Set an alert, see if this one wants to trigger. Because there is some support here, so we could get that initial bounce, but I think if I was to take this stab at this, I'd like it a little bit lower. Get myself some better risk reward on the trade. Let's put this one higher on the list though. Otherwise, nice gap down. It is a retest gap though, and it's a massive gap down. So probably trying to play to the downside. You've lost a lot of the downside risk on it, or downside reward, I guess. Let's see. QCOM. QCOM gap up. I think this is the sneaky AI play. I think this is. I think it has a lot more room to go on it longer term. Darren's in the house. Darian, what's up, buddy? All right, we got surprise earnings to the upside. We got 11 cents. Surprise beat on the revenue by $32 million, so 0.35. Not bad. Pretty decent gap and go. We do have a lot of resistance above us on this one. So somewhere in the 175.30, I think there's people taking targets or profits, and then I think we have 176.37. That might be an area where we get into that could be a little bit rough. We'll put it to the list. I really don't want to go bearish on it, but I think it would be one to buy the dips. Not a horrific report. And again, so they do all the data centers for the AI everything. So all these companies, you got Nvidia, AMD, you got SMCI, all these companies that are making chips and everyone's running crazy on them. QCOM has already run up, and that makes it tough too. So we're pretty much all-time highs on this one. I do think it has some room to continue to run, but really buying the dips would be the play on it. And we'll see how this one wants to do. But all of these data centers are going to need those facilities built, the cooling systems, and that's where Qualcomm comes in. So it is actually more of an AI play, but we've already seen that run up already. And yeah, if we could get through some of that resistance, it'd be fun. But otherwise, I don't want to short it, but I also don't necessarily want to go long at open. We got Coinbase. Santilla says right, and Mars up as well. Mm-mm. Duckfin, which stock was the abandoned baby? Which one was that abandoned baby? I think it was something too earlier you said. Uh, Lost mic volume again. I was looking away from the mic, so that could be it. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know why it cuts out. I have I have no clue. Hold on, let me see if I can just fire it back. That can't be it. I don't know. Let me know if it's back at all. Coinbase. Coinbase is yeah, a little bit of a gap up. We do have some resistance at 218.51. 218 actually probably a little bit before that, probably about 217.81, and then the next stop is about 218.51. So slight little resistance. This is still an inside day candle though. A little bit of an inside day. And then would like to see this one actually probably fade at open. So somewhere, give me some kind of support around 211.95, essentially 212. That helps us with the risk to reward. If we come back, probably 205.63. Let's check out Riot and Mara. And both Riot and Mara have a little bit higher short flow to it. So if any of this is going to work, not a bad location for the bulls to want to step in on this one. Obviously we went completely massively bullish for 5-6 straight days. We're sitting right in between the 50 and the 618, so that's not bad. I would be concerned a little bit about all those moving averages kind of coming down into us. We do have some level of support here. I think if yesterday's candle breaks, which looks like a perfect bounce off that 618. Yeah, we had a perfect bounce off that 618 retracement. If that candle breaks, I'd be looking to the downside, 907. Which for a $10 stock, that's not a bad move. But let's go bullish case. If that candle breaks, that's probably where I'd want to be out. So that's my stop. Let's see how we could play this one if we wanted to. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of moving averages in the way. I think max target today is probably about 1087 unless we get some kind of crazy Bitcoin move. Got a little resistance here. This one, I really want this one to fade back down to 991. 991, I could get a stop at like 965. 963 maybe. All right, we're gonna watch that one. We'll keep that one on the list. Right. Interesting. Interesting, right. All right, let's take a look at Mora. Might be a decent swing trade actually on Riot too. I kind of hate swing trading Riot and Mora just because you wake up, Bitcoin's down $5,000, and then Mars and Riot just get clapped, and your good swing trade doesn't look so good no more. All right, we got Mora. Same thing. This one I think exceeded that 618. Let's see. Otherwise, Mara and Riot look exactly the same. Out of the two of them, I do like to trade Mara over Riot just because it's a higher short squeeze, so you get better follow through on it. But both of them have decent short squeeze on it. So this one though, it closed twice 2 days in a row below the 618. This is our first little jump into it. I would be looking at 714, that 50% retracement as more of a resistance on this one. So as much as I like to trade more, I think Riot's probably a little bit better if I had to go with that. PDD. That one kind of looks interesting. That's going to go pretty high on the list. Yeah, what about the rest of the Chinese stocks? So that's a good gap and go. I've got one level of resistance like right above us, 129.08. So maybe a little consolidation at open, high wave candle. Take a break of that, and that could get fun, like really, really fun. The next little target, 130.62. And then if we start getting through that, we can see like 135. On the daily, nice little double bottom right off that 200. We're above all moving averages. So far, that's my favorite one. PDD, we've traded that one a few times before. All right, we got Avis. Weren't they bankrupt? Oh, that was budget. That was, yeah, what? No, weren't they bankrupt like 2 days ago? They kind of came a long way. Oh, Hertz. That's what I'm thinking of. Hertz. Yep. Hertz. Uh-huh. Yeah, these guys are down to like $8 though, so it's still pretty high up there. Otherwise, earnings doesn't look that great, except for the revenue portion of things that came in a little bit higher. You do have a slight little double bottom. I don't love when my double bottom is still a new lower low, but it is a gap and go. So for today, would rather try it bullish. 111.25 would be kind of a big resistance on it. Yeah, I would see if this one, and then also to the downside. Let me just do one more thing. We might be gapping into the 50% retracement, and I'd be concerned about that too. Yeah, we're gapping right into that 50% retracement. So this is an area where you probably have some bears trying to come back in if they don't like it. Earnings weren't that great. Maybe their forecast was decent, their guidance. Otherwise, the next spot to look, see if you get a little pop to like 113.92. So if I'm going to go bullish, that's the max I'm going to take it. I don't have the stomach to sit through it further. But then, yeah, pulling down a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably like it more as a fade. We'll add it to the list. If it could get up higher, if it could get to that one, the 68 retracement, that's why I wouldn't mind trying to short that. All right, Etsy. Ricky says Ava screwed us when we rented a car with 1,000 hidden fees. I believe Joe Biden he fixed all that. Didn't they just pass a bill? You can't have hidden. Oh, that's just concert tickets. So yeah, that's just Taylor Swift can't get you no more. Car companies though, yeah, no, 1.5 million hidden fees. Yeah, I rented a car too. I don't know if it was from I forget from where. And they're like, "Do you want the Easy Pass? It's only $200." I went through one toll my entire drive. I was like that, and the toll was 50 cents in Florida. It was crazy. And then yeah, and then they charge you for everything. But Etsy, this is a horrific gap down. They beat revenue wise, 14-cent miss, 18% to the downside on earnings per share. I've got no other choice to continue this down. That's not good. Was that forecast must have been that looks like they're going out of business. I think we're also trapping a lot of bulls in this one too. Any bulls that got in here, any bulls that took advantage of that last candle that did not get out. Anybody trying to set up a swing trade, this looks like a terrific spot for a good swing. You just about broke this little downtrend. So higher lows on that little mini bottom. Yeah, I think you got a lot of people underwater on this one. Into a little support from back in like, I don't know, 2019 maybe. Yeah, I think for day trade, this is going to be a little bit to the weaker side. So we got Etsy on the list. That might be shortable. We'll see if we get a little mini bounce first, and then we'll see how the setup wants to look. That does not look good to buy yet. Centilla says Starbucks. Buy or wait? Good question. Great question. Um, it's down a heck of a lot. It's still Starbucks. I don't think it goes anywhere. I did not buy it yesterday. I was a little tempted when we got down to like we were right, kind of right around here, $74. Um, I'd wait a few days for me personally. I'd wait a few more days just to see if it comes down a little bit lower. But if you're like, hey, it's Starbucks, I don't own any yet. I want to start my position. I want a dollar cost average. This is not a bad spot. You're roughly getting about 3%, 3% divvies on them, providing it doesn't get cut. I don't think they do. The report was not great whatsoever. Like it was one of their worst reports I've seen in a long time from Starbucks. So for me, I'm still waiting. I did pick up something for the long term. I picked up WBD yesterday. Got some of that. Just started to get my first position into it. Otherwise, this one, I mean, it has the ability to retest. It's very far away from some of those moving averages. Good high wave candle. You might get some momentum if you want to swing trade this one. So something above this candle with that high volume would look good. But I think you're gonna have some pressure for the next couple days. So I'm still waiting to get into Starbucks. Carvana, yeah, we saw that massive. Well, we didn't look at it yet, but yeah, massive gap on vending machine car company. But yeah, really good beat. Earnings per share, very high short float. This thing could get nutty, but 134% beat on earnings per share. And then we got a surprise beat of revenue, $364 million. You're definitely not at the highs by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think valuation makes much sense, to be honest. I don't think this is a stock that you're going to put a bunch of valuation into. But good short squeeze. Uh, Honestly, if we could get a little selling, that'd be terrific. But I don't want to fight the trend on this one. It's most likely, I think, a fade. It should be, I would assume. But I don't want to be the guy to do that. So if it comes down, I might try to go long on it and just kind of play into that momentum a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. A leap calls in Starbucks. It still just might be a little too soon on Starbucks. I don't hate the play, honestly. I don't hate it, but I almost want to see what the next quarter brings, or just give it some time on Starbucks. But come down a little bit further. It is definitely oversold though, so I'm not hating a leap on Starbucks. Mm, all right, Baba. Yeah, were they reporting today? It's either today or yesterday, I think. They report next Tuesday. Next Tuesday in the morning. So we have earnings coming out on them. We have the 200 coming right in. Otherwise, really good gap. PDD was also good. We'll add Baba to the list. We got to watch out for that 200 though. The 200 right above us. We're also at a little bit of resistance. Most likely, especially ahead of earnings, I think this one pulls back a little bit. But if we start getting anywhere, yeah, no, I don't even want to say that. I was gonna say if we get anywhere above like 77, 77, could be good. But then I got to watch out for that moving average coming in. But otherwise, it looks good. It looks good. I still kind of want to buy more because I feel like I don't have my correct position size yet. But I've been adding and buying essentially all down in the zone. So I hope it breaks. I got some positions in it. Volume wise, we're at one little key volume zone right where we're opening now. If it breaks through, I mean, again, we do have the 200, but maybe we see 81.39 today. If we get through that 200. But all right, we got that morning bell. If anybody was late to YouTube land, we're not shutting down today. We're gonna run it up. So we'll see if we get anything fun, but we'll just be live on YouTube with you guys. As long as you guys hit that like and subscribe button, that's it. That's all I could ask for. All right. Centil says I did buy it $6, but did not hold. Now I gotta somehow readjust my screens to how I normally have it. All right, let's get some of these on the screen. We'll go PDD first. I think that had a little bit more room on it. Quick pop and drop so far out of the gate. By the way, if I take any trades, they're just my trades. You don't have to do it. It's not recommendations. I just want to be clear for anybody on YouTube land. Also, if you're not familiar with the R system, I do trade using the R system as well. So make sure you guys know your risk. But also, if you guys have questions at all, at any point, just let me know about any stocks that you see, anything that you're trying to get into, setups, and I'll definitely take a look at that. Etsy's got a little double bottom pre-market, so that could be fun. Again, it should be a fade, but if that candle breaks down, that would be a nightmare for them. So risk to reward would make sense. Probably a little move 59.25. They're already getting bid up. You got Tesla. I combine that with like Bruce Lee, I think. Spy opening candle, pop and drop so far. Just want to be a little cautious. It's still an inside day on Spy, still an inside day on Qs. Nvidia's going crazy. Microsoft had a good pop right to 400. That was essentially the high of yesterday's move. So far, giving that back. Etsy Carvana. Let me just zoom this one in. All right, let me run down the list of stuff we kind of covered this morning. Carvana's fading a little bit. Yeah, I don't. I most likely it should fade, but I don't want to do that one. New chocolate car company? Wow, Hershey? Which one? Which one is that? Oh, the vending machine? Yeah. Yeah, you get like a Snickers and a Volvo. It's interesting where Spy will go. Battle for the moment. Yeah, I am more bullish than I am bearish. I still think that longer term, that is good for the overall market. Everything that happened in the meeting yesterday. Etsy, let's change this one over to Baba. Let me also log into the broker real quick too. Microsoft could get some wheels on it too. Especially if Microsoft could get above 402, that one could go nuts. AMD, so the chips out of the gate popping. Tesla's got a little bit of a setup we could take. They got a double bottom on it. You got the resistance around 185.34. No, this is not the account that I wanted. I want the other one. But with the inside day, it makes sense to just kind of either buy low, sell high. So where's the low on the SPY for me? That's right down into that VPOC from yesterday. Otherwise, Carvana's still looking decent. Baba, nice little push. I think Baba is past that 200. BABA. We're right at that 200 EMA. We just got rejected right at it. Okay. I see what you did. So be careful on Baba, or if you're looking to take profits, if you're in AMD, SPY, Santilla's in on calls. Tesla kind of hit that resistance. Okay. And PDD still looks very interesting. If it could get a pullback at this point, otherwise we would have had to take pre-market breakout. Let me also make sure, since I moved around Slack, I got like everything, every screen that I'm normally on is all different today. Let's see. Short day trade. All right. Yeah, I was playing spy calls yesterday multiple times around the Fed, so They were pretty decent. PDD, man, that thing is screaming. That's got so much room on it. I want to pull back, but they're not giving it to me. That one I'm gonna watch very, very closely though. And that one has the ability to fly. Baba is coming back, so that perfect rejection of the 200. What about Nvidia? We haven't looked at that one yet, but it is pulling back for a retrace at least. SPY is kind of crumbling, which is okay. Nvidia is just an inside day, which I Q's on the screen. QQQ. At the moment, we're below that little fake downtrend line that I drew. Coinbase. There's a little pullback coming in on PDD. Let's see how we want to play this one, if we want to. I'll even take a stab at it. I don't know if it's gonna work with the market crumbling, but 129.11, 129.11. Bob is starting to fade. I'm gonna go low of the day, so 128.20. All right. I don't know if we get filled on it. We'll see. My personal day trade. PDD 129.11 by 128.20. Put a I gotta put a little X in that for let's see if we get this one. It's already hit my price, and I'm too slow between typing everything out. Let me know if anybody else is taking it or getting filled. Mm. All right, I'm in. I'm in. Let me map this out. ALB got a $12 move. When did that happen? I threw that into YouTube. Can you guys see my YouTube comments, by the way? Sometimes it doesn't let me do it. Not sure why, but I just typed in the trade that I just took into the YouTube chat. How do we get $12 on ALB? That doesn't make sense. No, I got $6. You adding it from pre-market maybe? Oh, from pre-market maybe. Yep. There you go. Now I got you. Well, yeah, that's not supposed to ever do that. That's wild. All right, let me get my stops in place on PDD. Again, we caught the pullback on it. We'll see if that one wants to hold up. Uh, trade. Bob is starting to get a little bounce in there too, so that's good. 128.20. And then targets on PDD. Where do I want to target on this one? I've got room to 130.58. Let's see. 130. Okay, I'll take a 1.2. So 130.20. Target 130.20. which I might not even get my thing out in time. I should probably go for more, to be honest. We got in at 129.11. Go bullish. We got today's VPOC, which we're just bouncing off of right now, but that's still a live one. And then we got 128.20. All right, I just hit targets, so I'm out. Let me just double check. Order status. Yeah. Probably got some more room on it, but that's okay. I know Peter says don't be greedy. Don't do it. Here's why I could have been greedy on it. Let me post that chart in Slack, and then we'll talk about this one for a second. Mike is fading again. Now Zoom is working. I don't know what that means. This is the most confused I've ever been in my life about everything. It's like one of those days where those days where you just wake up and you just question if everything I ever done in my life incorrect. That's today. That's today. Let me post this in Slack. 1.2 hit. 1.2 are hits. who's on the mic? That's the question. I wake up sometimes. I'm like, who am I? So here's why we could get a little greedy, Peter, and I'm already out. But if I miss this initial trade and I didn't want to catch that pullback, right? Let's say I want to go with that route. This is our first run up. This is our first pullback. So taking a breakout here could make sense. So essentially, where we were getting out of the trade, that's where we actually could have came into the trade. But I'm like, well, if that's going to trigger, we could probably get more. But yeah, locking in. What I don't like is a SPY is still kind of caving, which it's still just a retest. I think we're down on the SPY to. I think we're essentially down on SPY to the retest spot. Let me see. But yeah, I'll take that one. Take that win on it. SPY, did we hit yesterday's VPOC? No, we still got a lot of room to go. Yep. First little support might come in on SPY around 501.63, so we got to watch that. And then I'm looking at like 501.12. Yeah, Satilla says watch the 100 SMA. It's at 130.77. Yeah, we blew right through that. And if PDD wants to stay strong, maybe Baba we could get through that 200 on a daily. I don't know. That seems like a bigger event though. What was the 2 hours on PDD? 2 hours was 131.84. We left some on the table. That's okay. That's okay. Good entry, good trade. We'll take that 1.2, lock and load. Let's see what else is up there. Let me know if you guys see anything as well. ALB, nothing crazy. Yeah, besides that 200 on the daily for Baba, that looks rough. Carvana, CVNA. Carvana. I've got a quarter. Can I get a car? NEE. Nextera. Let me see it on the daily chart on the other screen. NEE. Depends. It is a retest gap. We kind of opened at the high end range of yesterday. So yeah, trend is nice. The trend has been bullish. And then if you're gonna find support, it should be essentially where we just bounced off of. So somewhere around 68.19. If that breaks, the next spot I got down is about 67.50. So you do have a little bit of a risk to reward there. Got a bullish engulfing candle there. I'm kind of thinking if that green candle breaks, I might want to try that for the downside. I don't know if it's enough room though. That one we got 67.50 would be target. You do have a little bit of room if that candle breaks down. That might be decent. Microsoft starting to battle back a little bit. It did have a nice little hammer in it. I'm not opposed to playing Microsoft. Google. GOOGL. Yeah, what I'm kind of thinking today is we get this initial sell off and then we do bounce and just rally. And we have the most bullish day anybody's ever seen. Oh, no, I don't want to say that. Never mind. But true. Because new highs, new all time highs today. That's how wild this market could get at some point. Oh, we left a lot on the table at PDG. Dang it. PDD. All right, Google. Yeah, maybe on a retest on this one too. Let me just check the daily. Google. We've got resistance from yesterday's VPOC. So right where we just got rejected. So somewhere around 165.49. If we could get through that, 167.04 might look appealing. I'd probably want to draw another little fib on this one and catch the pullback. Maybe we can get in 164.56. Let me see what this looks like. We still have SPY coming down, and SPY has a lot more room still in it. AMD is getting crushed. 164.56. Stop on this one will go like 163.64. I'll go a little wider on stops. Tad. A 1.2 takes me to 165.66. Yeah, that's not horrible. That's not horrible. If the market's going to bounce, let me just see if we. I've got support from 2 days ago. That would be 164.10. That really shouldn't break down. The only issue with this is there is consolidation. I would be leaning a little more bullish than bearish on it. SPY. Did we hit any of those kind of bounce spots yet? Oh, Miguel says couldn't log in. I see. We're getting close. We're almost at. We're 501.41 is the opening price of yesterday, so maybe a little bounce there. I think we go a little bit lower than that, and 501.08 is the spot I'm looking for. I'm tempted on Google. Well, we're up 1.2. PayPal's weak. Yeah, I mean PayPal had a crazy run prior to earnings. So for the day, yeah, they are under the 10, under the VWAP. Google's down at the 50% retracement for now. SPY still has a little bit more room in it. At the moment, everything's fading. That's an interesting candle on Microsoft for the bear side. Give me 1 second, guys. We'll be right back. All right, I'm here. Chips falling off a little bit. Everything I don't buy it. I don't buy this. I mean, I buy it because I'm seeing it. I'm seeing like everything kind of drop and fall, but I kind of planned for this. I kind of thought this was where the market was heading. Just a pullback with a lot of room to the downside, and then I I think we actually do still rally to the bull side. So I'm still leaning bullish, and I think this is just all that kind of fade. Chop fest fade. All right, so if we got the 50% retracement on Google, we'd be in. We wouldn't have caught that 164.56. That's okay. Nvidia, interesting hammer-ish candle. Good trap wick at the bottom. So if you want to try to go bullish, probably about 848.30, but you got VWAP right in front of you. It's going to make it a little tougher. Microsoft with the 10 EMA. 397.51. 397.51. They're not going to give it to me. Adjust the volume again. Did the volume go down again? Let me see if I get this up. All right, so I got that one all the way up to now. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what else I would be. I could throw it on laptop, the laptop mic. Maybe I'll do that until we rewire this. Let me change the mic. Hold on a second. All right. What about now? Is now a little bit better? Yeah, much better. All this technology, external microphones, mixers, the laptop microphone's the way to go. Okay. Okay, now I know. Yeah, I kind of like that Microsoft play, but that one going without me. Louder but muffled. This is a tough crowd. I'm telling you, this is a tough crowd here. Like I'm talking into a can. I don't want to talk into a can. All right, we got to go back. We got to go back. No, but now Lake Life Trading, he likes it. Emily's got to lower her volume. Yeah, why don't we try this? Hold on a second. I got a good solution. I'm gonna go back to the original microphone. And then just turn your speakers up. Why don't we do that? Because now I don't sound like I'm in a can. Ooh, tough room. Tough room. Now it can't be tinny. There's no. Oh wait, no, now it could be tinny. Now, any testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Kevin's good. As long as Kevin and Joe's good, I've done my job. Miguel's good too. No, the cable itself is just an XLR. That's plugged in. That's plugged in. That's plugged in. Hey, you guys, now I'm just gonna blame you guys. This is, you're supposed to get ears checked once a year. Once a year. If you could do a British accent, it would be better. Dance for me, monkey. Just dance for me, monkey. Uh-huh. I see. I see where to just it's a mutiny. It's a mutiny. It's crazy. And you have no idea who I am after looking at hundreds of TradingView charts with that name in the corner. So here's the thing, Lake Life Trading. I can't figure out how to use my microphone. Never mind how to remember everybody, and then you guys all change names and stuff. So no, to be fair, you're asking a lot. You're asking a lot. I should get an AI microphone. That's what I should get. Yeah, no, you're right, Albert. All right, we'll see if we can find any other setups out here. Lake Life, who are you? I'm sure once you give me your actual name. Oh, it's Win? Ah, okay. Yeah, no, to be fair, I only looked at your charts that you always send me. I didn't. I haven't yet print. It's on my list to do, but I haven't printed out or laminated them yet and hung them on my refrigerator. So I haven't done that yet, but it is on my list. It's on my bucket list. One day. One day. Double bottom forming on Meta. Let's see that one real quick. Ooh, yes, there is. Sneaky little double bottom. Meta. And it's got some room if it could go. I would have liked that one a little bit better playing the high wave, be in this thing already. Oh, that one could get fun or be a complete dud. One of the two. Resistance 439.94. How did this look pre-market? Looks like we're kind of just pulling back. Hold on one second. I don't know where those fibs are coming from. Let me take those off. Let's get some new fibs. At the 618, you're gonna double bottom me. We I would love another right candle in there somewhere. All right, let's start mapping this one out. It looks good. It looks again, I don't know. Does it work? Who knows? Most likely I'll probably just lose all my money on it, but that's okay. 433.52, 433.52, but if it wants to play out, that could be really nice. It's worth the risk. 438.69. Now Joe says the laptop mic. I quit. I quit. Done. All right. Maybe we get the 10 EMA coming a little bit better. 438.27. 438.27. Interesting concept. Okay. Personal day trade meta. We definitely have some resistance above us though. 438.27. If we could get through that, it's a sweet trade though. Again, not a recommendation. I recommend nothing. Let's see if I can set this on Meta real quick in my broker. I'll also paste this in. Oh, we got factory orders coming in 4 minutes. Okay. I don't know how many factories Meta has, so maybe we survive that. Meta. Let me set this one up. 438.27. 438.27. All right. Stop limits. 438.27. 438.27. Okay. All right, so that's set up. We'll see if we survive the factory numbers, and we'll go from there. Emily says 2 minutes now. Yeah, probably 1 minute. We'll see. And we'll flip back to this screen. We'll take the fibs off. We don't really need those anymore. Probably we'll go for maybe a 1.2 on this one. If we get filled, if it breaks down, so be it. Market, the numbers should be out around now. Market's not really having any reaction. Nothing. Wayne says, "Good morning. I watched your volume video. Oh, here we go with the volume again. This is about the mic. Oh, no, no. Candle volume. Candle volume. Okay, different. Whew. I almost got triggered there for a second. Volume video yesterday, and now I'm trying to put it to use. Beautiful. Yeah, volume is key in the markets. You probably saw the Jeremy one. By the way, this is I'm DJ Dan. I do the morning rooms, but Corey's saying we got a 1.6 versus 1.6, so in line in the market, stone cold flat. No reaction off that one. I actually wouldn't mind coming in a little lower, 437, 34 on meta. But I'll leave it where it's at for now. That's fine. Target on this one, if we get triggered, I'm not in yet, but 443.97. Talk about five. Yeah, nah. Wayne says, "My bad, sorry, just walked in." He's like, I don't. Why is everyone yelling at me? No, that's all good. I'm getting a lot of complaints about my microphone today. People are like, it's too loud, it's too quiet. I think I figured out the solution. I think I figured out not the solution, but I figured out I think why we're getting those reports coming in. You guys know that I don't talk consistently for 3 hours. Sometimes I'll just like take a breath, and then sometimes I'll like type something out. So I'm not talking during those times. So if it's like, man, I can't hear him anymore, that could be it too. I'm not sure. You know. All right, now SPY pulling back. We're still in the okay zone though for the SPY. Let's see. SPY. Uh, this candle's. We got to get a hammer on this candle though. Otherwise, maybe we get held at like 552, but I really don't appreciate the fact that we got past the 50107. So this candle picking up a little bit of steam. It looks like we did stall out right around that 501. This has got to be a trap candle. This has got to be a hammer essentially. Or the next candle has to take this one out. Otherwise, it is looking a little bit more to the bear side. Google. I would wait on Google for me. So we did say 164.56 was a decent location. This is now a double top. We did make one new higher high. So if you want to try to play the fade, but what I really want to watch is the SPY. If the SPY can't get any type of bounce here, come in with some kind of hammer, then I'd get a little bit more weary on the longs. And I do still have meta open, so we'll see again where that candle on SPY closes. Miguel says, I think SPY is tanking today. I feel like bulls had their chance yesterday. I don't know that the bulls had their chance yesterday. I mean, they definitely made some money and they had some opportunities to get out of maybe some of their previous losing positions. But I don't know that they had their I think the information all the interesting thing about yesterday is when the sell-off happened. All through everything Jerome Powell saying or was saying, he's like, man, bulls are like, I love this market, everything this guy is doing. If Jerome Powell starts walking on water next, this is gonna be crazy. Like he could not do anything wrong. As soon as he left, though, then people were like, now what? What do we do now? And it was a massive run up on it, so some profit taking. Okay, makes sense. But we came all the way back down. We came back down to pre Powell level. So, Real Virtual says, "Is that an AI of you, Dan?" Yeah, I haven't figured out a good open source AI for just replacing me. Not yet, but it's coming. So it's on that list. All right, let's see what else we got. The only trade I got open so far is meta, and that's if we get the breakout. We did get a little bit of a hammer, so we got some hopium. We got hopium in the market. We'll see what happens. Tesla's Tesla. I mean, what a short. Did anybody short Tesla into that green candle? Dang. But yeah, if the market wants to, so back to Peter, if the market does want to recover and we start going crazy in a bullish direction again, then Google's probably a good play. I'd still like it a little bit lower. All we did was really kind of come up, retest that, but yeah, somewhere around 164.56 if you like it, give it a shot. But with this market coming down, yeah, I would be a little cautious on bulls. Wendy's got the Tesla put. Oh, those are printing some cash today. Nice job. All right, Tessie's hanging out. Yeah, I'm under the wait and see. Wait and see at this point. PDD is right at the VWAP, trying to form a hammer. Round 2 fight. This is also a good retest spot too, where we kind of got that support. But like I said, I'm just waiting. I'm just gonna wait. Meta, if you want to play the inverted trade, this does also set up to be a little looking like a bear flag. That is a green inverted hammer right under that VWAP. So that could be a good breakdown if this market is going to continue to sell all day. Wendy says, what's my thoughts on coin and Apple earnings? Good question. Good question. The Coinbase is going to be tough. I feel like Coinbase will, because the last quarter for crypto was good, all high, and we're still kind of high. So the higher that Bitcoin is, the higher the transaction fees. So I think Coinbase will actually have a very good quarter to it. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to move it higher, though. I think we're in one of those situations. Currently, Coinbase, we're sitting at 213.22. The previous high was 280. Where do we start this quarter at? So where's January? January 1st, January 2nd. So we were sitting around 150. So we've actually gone up a lot. We're up about $61 right now. And then to the high side, we got about $30. No, from the high side we got about $60. We're dead flat. Yeah, I don't know. That one I think could go either way. Depends on the guidance, I guess. Meta, I'm gonna cancel. Cancel Meta. Let me do that in the broker. Cancel. Spy is just selling at this point. Now we're past the point where like this is looking like a retest. ALB was looking good for a second. ALB actually could still be okay. Doesn't help the entire market is coming down, but from pre-market, I mean, if we're going pre-market, we're right at the 618 right now. So if this spot could hold, great. Maybe could find a little bit of a bounce spot. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Google got right down into that 618 and is holding. So if you did have the order at 164.56, you're probably triggered. I think we're tipping the scale to a little bit more bearish, so we'll see what happens here. But so far, interesting spot where Google did get that bounce. Found some bulls. Now we have ALB coming down again. So is the rest of the market. We did flip from green to red on the entire SPY as well. The softy also new lows of the day. The chips are really in trouble. For Apple earnings, let's see what Apple is at for the daily. I think for them it's all about guidance. The numbers, they're gonna look good. They're still Apple. Whether they beat expectations, miss expectations, that I'm not 100% sure of, and that's a wild card. Um, but Apple's been consolidating for a while, and if they have good guidance of saying, hey, look, we got if they start mentioning AI, yeah, Apple could get nuts. So they start getting heavier into some AI talk, that could be good. Some guidance, and then if they have a surprise beat with the virtual, what is it, virtual pro goggles that gives everybody headaches, um, that might be decent too. But they have a little bit. I think Apple has a little bit lower of a bar at this point than probably Coinbase. So I think we might see some upside on Apple, but we'll have to see. Wendy says heavy inputs for for Apple. Oh, you're just inputs in general. Got you. Spy puts printing money up 2K. Beautiful, Santilla. Santilla la 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 la. Nvidia, wave count wise, I don't know if this is the end of it. I would still be leaning a little more cautious to the bull side on everything. But on Nvidia, one, two, three. I think all of that's probably three. This is probably your four, if that's even your four, and then five. So I think we at least have one more bounce. SMCI, AMD sold off though. Microsoft Coin, MSTR, Spy, Microsoft, Google. Yeah, for the moment everything's coming down. I mean, Google is I think still kind of hurting. Like they're one of the few I think still holding the earnings. But that is one thing. Yeah, you are right. That is one thing we've seen is even with good earnings. I mean that's a massive gap. So fading it. A lot of the even the ones that did gap up higher have been kind of pulling back after earnings. But I think at least I don't know if I'd want to be short into the Apple report. I don't know. Rather, I'd probably just sit on the sidelines for it, see what happens, and then play it afterwards. Because if it comes down, like if it does sell off, I have no problem selling puts on Apple after the fact. If it goes up, I've got some positions in the long term, so I won't miss out. But I get a little weary going short on Apple after they've been kind of clobbered down. Larky says DJ the expected move down for the week for the SPY was 561. Do you use that in your analysis for the 68% chance we finish above the zone? I don't look at that too much. It's important though, but yeah, I don't use it as much. The 68% that's more of a retracement. That's not yeah, so you're kind of conflating two things. The expected move for the SPY, which um obviously not every week. It's like that's how like puts and calls make a lot of money is when things happen that's not expected. But the 68% that's more retracement. So if I was like, hey, what do I get in? Let's say to Nvidia bearish. That's just me going, hey, I don't want to go short on Nvidia here, right? Because I don't want to be the guy buying or shorting at the absolute low. I probably missed most of this move. So the question is, where do I get into this thing? Right. So the trading comes down to what a like trading is just risk to reward. So if I was to get in, if I was to no, that's not it. Let's get fibs on this one. So if I did want to try to short this one and have a reasonable entry, which is essentially what the 618 is, Well, the 50 or the 618. So I'd be looking for like maybe we get a bounce into like the 844.23. That's a 50%, and then the 618 would be 847.20, somewhere in that zone. If I'm bearish on a video and want to short it. I think that's what you were asking, but not 1,000% sure. Not 100% sure. 100,000. Microsoft has a little bit of a trap candle on it. I wish that high wave had a little bit more volume on it. Google's actually looking like it's trying to set up for a short at this point. All right, let me see if I can find any other news out there. Anything else is moving. Starbucks, how'd that hold up today? SBUX, not very well. Yeah, I my friend texted me that too. The uh the other whistleblower from the Boeing case, he died yesterday too. Very interesting. That's the second whistleblower that just randomly died. I'm not saying it was Boeing, but it is very suspicious. Uh, Otherwise, yeah, I don't see any other real news out there right now. Miguel says, "What else?" Yeah. So basically, if you work at Boeing and you're like, man, I don't agree with everything happening, just walk away quietly. Just that's it. Sure, you could save plenty of lives of people flying on planes, but eventually you're accidentally going to die. Yeah, that is a true story. The first whistleblower. How long ago was that? Was that a month ago or 2 months ago? It wasn't that long ago, but he apparently how do I not get banned from YouTube? He apparently unlived himself in like a random parking lot, like with a like bullet in the back of his head somehow. I don't know even logistically how that's possible. And then the other guy last night, he I think they say he died of pneumonia. Okay, that's the report. I gotta believe what they're giving me. Yeah, it was both of them. Talk about sending a message. Yeah. All of a sudden, all the other whistleblowers like, nah, never, nah, I was kidding. I was joking. Nah, nah, they're cool. We can fly. That's right. I mean, I just don't have anywhere to go, so I'm not gonna fly. But I'm sure you guys will. You'll be okay. Coca-Cola's on the move. What about Mo? Mo, we got some names that are holding some positivity, which is good. Tech is the one that's really been getting hit, but even Nvidia is still positive on the day. They're still up seven, almost $8. Spy flipped from red back to green. We're hanging on the edge. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see one more dip. This is a harame actually. I wish this one was a little bit smaller of a green candle, but there is some element to a little bit of a reversal here, and probably the market goes a little nutty if we get 501.53. And he says, "Mad sus." Yeah, very, very. I'm sure everything's above board. Nothing, nothing too wild, except timing. What happened to this chart? PDD trying to go again. What about Boba? Did that one pull back enough? BABA. Oh, now my TOS is slowing down. Yeah. Now TOS is acting up. my refrigerator was acting up, so I feel like everything's breaking today. Yeah, now TOS is like lagging hard. Interesting. Yeah, I was up early today. The whole back of the freezer was like frozen ice, so I had to clean that whole thing out. That was fun. Bubba trying to come back again. We still have that 200 right in front of us, which I'm a little concerned about. This might be the wave 5 on Nvidia. So there's probably that wave 4. This is 5. So maybe things are starting to get ready. I think we still have one more. I don't know if it's going to be a new lower low. It might be though on SPY. Do we bounce back enough to? Because we were getting a little bit in the wow, I can't talk. Territory on SPY. Ooh, we're hanging in there though. We actually dipped below yesterday's low and came back. Hmm. The this SPY is right now the SPY bounced back. So where we're sitting now, this is exactly where I think we should have held up the first time, and we just cut right through all those levels, just like butter. And so this is where I was like, you know what? I don't know if I want to be bullish anymore, unless we can start breaking out. This is a 2 bar reversal. So when I said it before, I was like, yeah, it's a little harame, which is essentially like if we recreate those two candles, right? So here we open, right down there we close, and then this is all a big wick at this key spot that we were pointing out before. We said 501.08, and we're right there now. That's why I think if we could get above this, we still got the 10, but this is not a bad spot for bulls to try to jump in, especially if this candle also got below yesterday's low, which is pretty wild. All right, we might put our bull cap back on. I'm okay with that. See if we get the bounce. I wouldn't be surprised if it still just rolls one more time. And now I would like, because we're getting above this candle, if it does pull back one more time, I would like to see a higher low. Double bottom on Nvidia though, so that looks interesting. Let me see Nvidia in the chart again. Cindy says I'm very faint. I don't know. Maybe I feel like fainting. Not sure. Nvidia. Yeah, I don't. I have no idea why it cuts out. Not sure. Tina says late to the party, crazy morning. What happened, Tina? Why so crazy today? Nvidia would be a buy low opportunity. Still inside day. Maybe an interesting spot for. This was the low of the day was a good bounce off yesterday's VPOC, so that could hold. 831.51. 831.51. Spy's giving us a good bounce. That's strong. AMD has a double bottom in it too. Let me check that chart. We're still right at the 200 EMA. We're still below it though. So all right, I'll hold on AMD. Nvidia maybe if I could get a good setup. Baba's ripping. New high of the day. So Baba's above that two. I think Baba's above the 200. PDD is still ripping as well. So the Chinese stock names are good right now. Barely can hear you. Did you give up idea to speak into the laptop? Well, I was told it was canny. What about now? Is this a little bit better? If not, I'll go back to the laptop one. Mm. All right, I'll switch back to the laptop.
All right, do I sound louder now? A little bit. Much better for the moment until I get my "it's canny again" comments. Then I'm like, I don't want to speak into a can. Very loud. Yeah, no, that's how I've been talking the whole time. So I don't know what is filtering this volume down so much. Now Win says perfect. Why? Not legitimately nothing has changed from the other days as far as the settings go. I don't know. PDD is straight ripping. Baba, I think is well, yes. Baba got above the 200 for the moment. Google with the nice move. So you tell me we should have just kept that order out there, huh? And Spy's popping back, but I think we do get one more rollover. We'll see. That's not even how you spell Google. Googl. Win says you can't please everyone. No, I feel like I can. No. You know how they say like if one person is happy, that's all you could do? No. I need everybody happy at all times. That's it. I'm more of the nobody gets left behind scenario. AMD starting to bounce again. Okay. Bob is really going crazy now. PayPal. Mm, interesting bounce location. Yeah, I kind of want to see him dip down to like 65.14 though. Well, yeah, Google nice move. A little bit of a trap on that one so far. And now this is one, two. This is our third bullish candle in a row. Again, this is a key location on SPY for that bounce. I was not loving it on this candle, but a little bit of a harame, nice little almost bullish pop. If I could get a pullback, specifically to like maybe 588 again, and then higher low from there, we'll give it a second. No need to scream. No, because what happened was I guess I was lower, so everybody turned their speakers up. And then when I switch back, it goes to normal, and it's like, my ears are bleeding. This is crazy. You know? I don't know. What about Square? Square's getting a nice little pop. Let's see if there's any in the news anywhere. Just turn the volume down to yeah, and if you guys hear Tony, I gotta get Tony set up. I think Tony has like the loudest settings. I don't know what he does, but I gotta get those ones. QCOM. Yeah, having a good day still. Hanging out. Check out TLT. Chewy. What's some of the other ones? Carvana, CVNA. Are in a little bit of downtrend still. Mm, ay, ay, ay. All right. Microsoft does have a good, again, that's a little bit of a trap candle, which is nice. Any of the Microsoft 10 EMAs got the VWAP right there. SPY is going to be battling with VWAP here too. What's up? Is Baidu running today too? Since we got some Chinese names on the come up. Baidu, it's a lot of green candles in a row. I guess we could have just hung into the PDD all day, not even had to worry. It did give us one more opportunity, which we were talking about. They were forming a decent looking hammer. AMD. Tesla has a Senny May as well, almost. I spent more time adjusting the volume than trading. You and me both, Miguel. Yeah, that's both of us. That was team effort on changing. I've also changed mics 3 times. It was a wild day. Low key. What about Shopify? Let me know if you guys see anything else that looks appealing. Shopify could be good. I just want the market to fade one more time, and I don't know if I get it. Aspen, ASPN. That's a heck of a tweezer top breakout. Yeah, that thing's been moving. Are you already in this one? So earnings gap. Yeah, I didn't see this one all day, but that looks good. Let me see where potential targets, if I have any. ASPN. Oh, he's already in that one. You got a lot of room on that thing too. Maybe 22.98 though. If not, if it really wants to go crazy, 26. I like the little tweezer setup. Good wick down there. Nice fade. Looks good. Nvidia's getting that pop again. I just couldn't really play that one. All right, SPY back above VWAP. So for all the people who said this market's just gonna crash, they chopped again. Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. Very sneaky. Tesla. I don't love it on the daily, but it's an interesting bounce spot. I don't know. 99% success rate, opposite of what I think. Yeah, that's it. It doesn't. You could have two different brokers and be like, I'm going long and short at the same exact time on Google, and it's like that one day it doesn't move at all. That's it. But PDD was a fantastic gap and go, so I'm glad we got that. Glad we got that. So lose on both if I do that. Yeah, it's just as you try to enter it, your internet goes out and you don't get entered to the trade. You're like, they got me again. Meta with the 10 EMA, that was looking pretty decent before too. 430 says a lot of consolidation. 437.02. I kind of want this thing to fade too. 432.23. 432.23. Not bad. 437.02. Looking for a new low of the day. It could happen. I kind of like how the market's waking up. Personal day trade. Meta. Miguel says, I'm so sorry. 437.02. I don't know if he's actually sorry or if that's sarcastic. I can't tell. Yeah, I like this candle on Meta. Because maybe Corey wins and we don't get triggered. There's that option too. And that's actually my ideal option. I hope I don't get filled. All right, let's throw this into YouTube as well. Lurkus says SPY looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave on the 30 minutes starting from yesterday. Let's go to that one. Whoever's taking the meta trade, just let me know if I get filled. Or let me know if you get filled, I guess. Because how would you know? This is just let me know if you get filled. So you're saying from the 30 minute. Are you using extended hours? 30 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe? Yeah, I can see that. That kind of looks on a 30 minute, that looks like a pretty mean inverted head and shoulders. Or not inverted head, just head and shoulders. Mm-mm-mm. The neckline on this one though would be something like this. That actually made that extra scary, that little drop. So we breached that neckline for a second. Otherwise, if we come back down, we probably get that retest and then something like this. But as long as we hold that, we could be okay. Hmm. Let's see. Did I get filled on Meta? Nope, still open. For Meta, we'll say the 1.2 for now, which would be 442.76, 77. What did I say? 442. That's not, yeah. Then if we get in that gap space, we're good. I'll go for the 1.2. There's going to be some resistance up in that range. SPY, I do want to pull back one more time. But now that we got that head and shoulders, oh no, that one might be tough. I don't know how I feel about that pullback. But yeah, pull back into 501.35 at this point, maybe 585. We're still just dancing around yesterday's VPOC, so it's an interesting area where we did get bought up from yesterday. Hmm. Oh, you're using the Lux algo? Got you. All right. Well, we'll see if we get filled on Meta, or if Corey and Miguel are gonna just take the bag, which I'd rather that happen. Microsoft right back down into kind of that retest spot. So we said if this thing is gonna hold up, this is essentially the candle where I'd want to get filled in on kind of this retest. But I'm gonna wait this out for a second. And then stop would be down here somewhere 394.83. Another 10 EMA, we're getting lower. Mm. Since the SPY really hasn't come down yet to where I want it to, I'll leave my entries exactly the same. And let me just start mapping this out on TradingView just in case. All right, so oh, Tesla, we need Meta. This one's definitely going to be a little bit longer of a trade for sure. Because I think we get some resistance on the way up. So stop is 432.23. Entry on this one is 437.02. And then for the target, what do we say on target? 442.77. 442.77. All right. Yep, the target's good. Okay with that. Stop, I think, is good. And then it's just a matter of if we get filled and what this market actually wants to do today. Because believe it or not, this market has only been open for just over an hour, if you can believe that. We have a lot more time left. Mhm. Oh, you started yours on Monday. Yep, Google. Tried to go bullish. That one's pulling back. I almost feel like we can get this lower. On Google, at least. I mean, not Google, Meta. I don't want to do it, but yeah, 440. Just because I did want this to happen in the SPY. And the question is, what I really want to see on the SPY is some kind of double bottom higher lows. So I don't want to get too aggressive trying to catch the pullbacks until I really know what's going on with the SPY. If this is just kind of that first retest, we hang in here, higher lows, and we get out of this thing bullish. But if SPY starts breaking down, I don't want to be sitting there bullish on anything. So far, that's getting the bounce where we wanted it to. And then again, if this thing bounces, then yeah, the better spot would be right around where this thing just retested that meta hammer. The SPY bounces here. I think bulls are stepping into the 618 on that hammer. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, on this moment, because the market did dip below where I wanted to. We got a little saved in that zone. This is the spot where I'm like, okay, this is where the retest should come in. But if it doesn't, we'll see that flush. Then that 30-minute did look like a pretty mean head and shoulders. So kind of in no man's land. Still proceed with caution. You have a bearish 10 EMA, so that's good for Corey and Miguel on Meta. That candle closed like that, and then we get the break underneath it. Hmm. Another little bit of a high wave on Microsoft. Good volume on that candle. But all of that relies on if we're actually bullish or bearish. And we're definitely no man's land. Mm. Tesla's flat. AMD is kind of rejecting the VWAP. So did NVIDIA. Baba. Oh man, if they wanna do something like this on the SPY, then yeah, bullish for sure. They want to do something like this, and if we get the bounce, we don't get confirmation till this thing breaks out here. But that would be our first higher low. We get that higher high. We get something like this, and then we'd be sitting okay. Otherwise, this very much can still happen. PDD don't care though. That one's still rising. That one's still strong. Could have went for 17 Rs. Light work. Nvidia is also very interesting here too. Pretty good double bottom. This one did put in higher lows, higher highs. This is just kind of your retest spot. You just got that VWAP right there. All right, Meta did bounce where we wanted to. We'll wait for resistance. I got the so I got the Meta trade up. You don't have to wait for confirmation. Oftentimes, yeah. So confirmation's a fickle topic, right? So if you wait for confirmation, you're like, okay, this is where they're bouncing. I can see the bull stepping in. A lot of times you're going to come in late with the pricing, which is still not bad, right? You'll have a higher win ratio, but you're probably going more for the 1.2s, 1.4 targets. I have Meta open up as like anticipatory, where if so for my trade, and this is why it's still open, why I'm still just letting it out there. I think it does have the ability to go higher. 100%. If this thing comes down, Corey Miguel sitting happy, and you're like, I told you so. But we consolidated here for a while. We got a good little trap hammer. So for the bull case, I see it, right? But I don't know down here what's going to happen. What I would like to happen is exactly what is happening. So we're so far getting that bounce right where we're at. This could be just some bulls buying here, and then the fight still kind of continues. So until this market breaks out, that's our confirmation on SPY. Doesn't necessarily mean I want to wait for that confirmation first. I want that slightly better risk to reward on the trade. And I think if I get in this trade, providing this is not a bull trap on the first candle, and we see like kind of one of these hammers, this would also now be a new higher low. We'd be getting in kind of on the higher high here, but our stop is somewhere down here, which means we could probably get stops very quickly up here, and at least worst case lose less than an R on the trade. Yep. The 1.2 and the 1.4, they really come off of the what just got a pop there. They're really off of the that's Bob is still going. But yeah, that's really off of the 10 EMA strategy. Let's see if I got filled on Meta. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm in. I am in. Bulls are showing up exactly where they should. Yeah, my biggest question was were they? Were they gonna do that? So I'm in on this one for now. Let me get my stop out. And in worst case, if it doesn't work and doesn't get the confirmation, I'll most I can lose is an R. We'll still be positive on the day, which is good. For 32.23. And I'll probably be relatively quick with stops on this one, I think. Just in case. Because we don't have that confirmation on the spot yet. And we did just get entered in what looks like it's a little bit of a trap wick. So I'm not gonna go crazy on stops yet, but I will get them up 433.29. 433.29. New stop on Meta. 433.29. Move that in the broker. 433.29. Okay. Yeah, the meta could be a while because there's a lot of moving averages we got to get through. But if we get the support of the SPY, then I think meta could be primed after all that consolidation for a push. 7 candles of compression between the 10 and VPOC on Nvidia. Tends not to stay in the $4 range for very long. Yeah, you got a lot of candles trading sideways, and chips were kind of leading the way down. Right, so I don't know if chips are going to be the stronger one today. I do know there's a lot of room on meta to the bull side, but we're going to have a lot of probably frustration on the way up. 433.29. Let me just move that on my charts. 433.29. And again, we got risk off the table, so I got 1.2, which I should have got 27 Rs on PDD, but I got 1.2 on that one. So the most I'm risking on this one is an R, and then if it I got stops up, so I'm risking less than an R, so I'll still walk away with a decent gain. Now the question is how much. It depends if this trade wants to work or not. Um, but yeah, if we can get above this 502.41, we get a good close. I think the next target would be about 503.89. The market will start to move a little bit crazy. Santilla's in on some Tesla calls. All right. Yeah, the low of the day bounce was a decent location. You just got to get above that VWAP. All right, SPY is trying. I feel like we should have some lower entries on this one, but whatever. That would be our first higher low so far. And the higher high, yeah, I would count it if it closes at 436.92. You got a little wick up there, but we shall see. Tesla's got a 10 EMA to the bull side. Again, VWAP is right in front of you, but it's there. Let's see, is the real life trading website up yet or no? Super stoked to see it. Ah, real life trading. Not the 404 page anymore. Interesting. Do I have a dashboard though? Firm. Hmm. I have to figure out the navigation on it. Communities found. Interesting. Yeah, the old dashboard won't carry over. All right, so we are off of the 404 page. They're making some progress. I think they still have to upload a bunch of stuff though. Mm, all right, good to see some developments though. I like it. All right, let's see what's happening on Meta. Just kind of hanging out. Spy also just hanging out. We got to battle the VWAP. We got to battle the Hive that last pivot. Bears are going to put some intense pressure so that doesn't happen. But we'll see who wins this fight. And then in a little bit, the longer we consolidate, I'll probably start getting that stop up a little bit higher, maybe to like 434. I think everybody's stop is probably sitting at 434.65, so I'm not gonna move it there yet. Miguel, you're still getting the 404 page? Hmm. Real life trading. Unless I went to some other random site, but no, that's definitely a picture of Jeremy Newsom. Interesting. Yeah, you must be low on that list there, Miguel. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. All right, Meta pulling back into the VWAP. Spy still trying. That's also into the VWAP, but we got to get through that hurdle. Peter says, "How is marijuana stocks sold in the stock market? Buy high, sell higher." Sorry, bad that joke. Uh, yeah, essentially, yeah. Any of the weed stocks have a lot of momentum on them right now, so you're playing it like the Dogecoin, essentially. Yeah, I think Joe, the way it works, or the way it's going to be an entirely new dashboard. So your dashboard is going to be completely different. Um, I'm not sh like so for mine, if you see the picture of like Jeremy Newsom on that homepage, there is to the upper right it says login, so you could do it. I think you have to create a new password, but then there's no, I don't think course is loaded or anything like that yet. It doesn't seem like it. I got an email. They will send you login credentials. Oh, by email? Yeah, I didn't even check mine. I just created a new one like a big dummy, probably. I just messed up the whole system. All right, now they gotta shut down the website, do it all again. Tina says I'm on the dashboard, nothing's on it. Yeah, yeah. Be interesting to see how they carry kind of the courses over, but they're actively working on it. They got their hard hats on. Yeah, they've been working on the site in the background for a while, so now it's just kind of getting everything launched. I've seen like a little preview. It looks pretty cool, but then it's a process. Miguel says, I feel like it will be the same as Canadian market by pre-legalization and sell when it's legal. Essentially, yeah. Yeah. The weed stock is, I don't like it longer term, but I don't mind trading it. And right now, last 2 days, really? What's Tilray doing? Was it Tilray? Yeah, massive move. I believe it or not, you probably have the 618 on this one too. But yeah, I'm not a fan for the long term on them. They need that news. They need the excitement. It's essentially, I mean, if you think about it, oddly enough, it's what we're doing in the general market right now anyway. Like any of the weed companies or stocks, they're all like, "Oh, is legalization going to get passed?" I think they're gonna. Yeah, look, it looks good in government right now. I think it's gonna. Oh, let's make it to the next phase. That looks good, and they're buying off of like what they think is going to happen, which causes really good moves. But are we just not the same crackheads in the stock market right now? We're like, we think he's gonna cut the rates. I think maybe September now. He might do it in September. Okay, I'm gonna buy because in September, and then eventually when it happens, I don't know. I don't know what happens after that. Greg Gilbert's still got the 404. Oh, sorry, Greg, you didn't make the list either, man. Better luck next time. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure they're just rolling out in phases. But yeah, even yesterday, I mean, tell me there's not a bunch of just crackhead traders out there just they're itching to get into something. Like we've lost a little confidence. Like, oh no, that's bad sell. But we'll keep the rates the same. Okay, that's great. Let's go. I mean, he did come out. He's like, no, we're not really entertaining that. We're gonna raise rates. Okay, so if you're not gonna raise rates, the next step is to lower them. Like we got one of the key factors off the table. Take it. Take it where we can get it. I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, then it comes down like I mean, if you guys 20 since 2020, the market's been just wild. Before that, yeah, you have some certain days that move. You're looking at the Fed for some decisions like that. That's still there, but we moved off of what was the report? We moved off of Tuesday, I think it was like the hourly wage growth. Any time I would say even before that report, even during 2020, like we never looked at those reports. Like those things were just insignificant. Now you get like 5, 6 point drops on the SPY just because the wage growth went from a 1.20 to a 1. Like we're looking for anything, any signs at this point, and it's all based around what Jerome Powell wants to do, more so than anything else. So, and that's why I said I do think the markets are going to take everything he said positively. He did say they're going to be kind of reducing the balance sheet slowly, so it's not going to be an incredible time, but that gives us a bullish outlook still. So even with this move today, I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, it was a wild sell off after Jerome left the stage, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm still looking at that as mostly a positive speech with some bad sprinkle news in there. But I think that's kind of what the markets needed, and now we're just kind of rearranging positions, digesting everything, and then we're right back to okay, well, do we still see bad inflation creeping up? Because then Jerome Powell, I mean, he's at liberty. He holds the right to just come out and go all hawkish next time. But it's all rates. That's it. All right, Meta's doing okay for us. Let me see if we get stops up a little bit more. Yeah, I will. I'm gonna get stops to 434.71. So 434.71. New stop on Meta. Move that in the broker. Change 434.71. All right. And what do we got? We got 442. Why do we got like a mile and a half away for targets? Oh, gross. Gross. Let me move this on the chart to 434.71. All right. So we got that moved. All right. Matt says that's how I feel with all my trades. Oh, I forgot what I said. that you're referring to? Corey says stopped out on Meta. Uh, slight gain, small loss. Are you giving me the blessing like it could go to targets? Could that be good? We'll see. Miguel got a 0.3. Yeah, that's not horrific. Small loss is good. Believe it or not, we both could get small losses on the same exact trade. Corey got full R. All right. Manage the risk. That's it. 1 R is not bad. You get a 1.2 next trade, right back in the game, baby. Let's go. SMCI with a little bit of a pop. Tilray actually looks like it's trading sideways. Maybe could get a pop on that one. SMCI. Right above the VWAP, so that's climbing. Doing its thing. SPY. Not a bad close on that last candle. That was a good close. I think a penny or two. Oh, maybe right at the top pivot. Oh, they're sneaky. That's right at the top. We did get above that neckline, but we have a confirmed double bottom. And I would like to see one more push. Probably getting right above that next candle would give us a little higher momentum, maybe until like 503.09. We'll see. L learning. I don't think I've ever seen it written like that before. I like it though. Yeah, that's okay. The market did sell a little bit longer than expected and did get to a scary spot. But with the good graces of the bulls, they came right back. We need a minute to just push like crazy though. That's a lot of green candles in a row. This is gonna be that trade where it's like, okay, I've got nowhere to move stops, so we'll just take a loss, I guess. I, I don't know. I don't know. Anybody in meta on the bullish side with me? Either in the chat or YouTube? Microsoft is trying, so that's getting a break. Now, yep. So we're getting that push. We said 503.06-ish or '08. We're right there now. So we'll see if the weaker hands, the weaker bulls wanted to take some gains. Peter says, I need to go. Other appointment. Thank you as always, DJ. You got it, man. And to the others, I hope you still will get some good day trades. Yeah, the market's open all day. But yep, appreciate you joining us, Peter. Have fun at the other appointment, unless it's not a fun appointment, then just have a regular appointment, I guess. But Miguel says I put my stop right at the 78.6 zone. The market bounce where I thought it should. Yep. Cindy is in on the bull side on Meta. Okay. The cruddy part is, I mean, it's cruddy, but it's good. Is there's a lot of green candles, so that's good. But then for the fact there's a lot of green candles, we can't move stops, so we have to wait. We still got the VWAP at 436.39, and we got about $2 to go. $2 and change. And there's a little after hours VPOC right around here too from yesterday. 439.15. We'll see how that wants to develop. Santilla's got some SPY calls. They're looking good. Nice little bounce. I mean, right now the market's doing what I'm thinking I want it to do, so that's good. Google is just sideways. Let's see, Google. Let me see that one on the other chart. Google. I think it had that one decent resistance on the daily, and then if it could get past it, it could fly. But yeah, that's where we're stalling out at. Yes, it is VPOC. So that's gonna 165.53. We're gonna need probably a new high of the day on SPY to get Google enough momentum to get past it, which can happen. Microsoft waking up a little bit. So again, nice little double bottom, good high wave candle. I was intrigued by it, but didn't play it. Oh, I gotta go to the passport thing today too. Forgot about that. 2:30, I think. I thought I had the whole rest of the day to trade today. Where did we get in? 407, 407, 437.02. Yeah, that's too soon to go break even. This is going to be a resistance spot. We probably get this little pullback here. We also got SPY right into that resistance. If the woman is there, just turn back around, go home. No, because then I need the passport. That's the problem, and she knows. She knows like I need her more than she needs me. That's the attitude she gives. Hmm. She's got me right where she needs me. She's like, the check thing, Greg. I'm avoiding the check thing because according to that letter they sent me, I don't have to pay another check, so that's good. The only thing I'm thinking because I had more than enough time when I first went because I need it by July. I don't know how slow they are. So she's like, "Do you want to pay extra? You could get it rushed." I'm like, We should be good. I got enough time." But now I'm like, maybe I have to rush. So I might have to write another check. I don't know. I'm gonna ask her if she takes Bitcoin. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, do you take Bit? Could I pay you in the Doge?" Her mind will be blown. Like, go ahead, tell me how I can correctly pay you with Dogecoins. VPOC, you speaking about is volume profile. Yep, that's the volume profile. Yep. She's like, no, I'm not taking a doggy coin. The US government does not take the Doge. Sorry, you're not up to times. Now, let me show you how to transfer Bitcoin from Coin. That's true. Yeah, but that's so she taught you how to write checks so you can teach her how to accept coins. Yeah, the problem is if I teach her how to, I'm afraid of causing I don't want to be the main source of addiction, you know? And like you get somebody hooked on the crypto, and next time I go back, she'll be like, "Are you staking your coins? What are you doing? Do you have crypto in your long term? What do you how do we oh man. Look at the market cap on this one." I'm like, what are you talking about, lady? Here's a check. I'll just give you a check. But yeah, pay with the sheep. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she's probably nice enough. She's just very annoying. That's all. So yeah, don't try to message me after like 2:30 today because I'm gonna be heated. I already know. Even the guy at the front desk, he's such an attitude. Oh man, sorry this has happened. Like, are you? You're lying to me. Even he got like a little attitude when you call him. He's upset. He's got to do something. Family of 12. Yeah, if they got the family of 12 in there today, no way. I'm gonna be like, listen, I got a cut in front. Santel says you are still in YouTube. I don't know if you're just telling me things. Um, yeah, I don't know if you're telling me things is are just happening in the world right now. But yeah, no, I am in YouTube. Yes, that is correct. I could let's see. I could probably also try Facebook Live too if we want to expand the horizons. Let's see what my options are. Let's stop live stream. Can I do more than one? I don't think so, actually. I can't do more than one. That's wild. You think Zoom would have multiple? I could only stream live in one place. Uh, Oleg says, if you have time, can you show me how you do the VPOC? Well, you would be interrupting my interesting conversation about the library, but we'll squeeze this in. Squeeze this in. See if I can make this a little smaller on my screen. I guess we'll talk about. Uh, so yeah, what was the question that you had? If you have a moment, can you show me how you're using VPOC? Yeah, so first of all, we'll just make sure we have the right VPOCs. The one that I'm currently going off of is the session volume profile. So do you have that one? Once you load it up, it should say SVP. Mm. And then if you have settings, these are just the settings I have. Value area 70. I think most of those standard. The only thing that you probably have to check on is the developing VPOC, which I'll use for intraday trading. Otherwise, and if you have questions, just let me know on any of that. But otherwise, so this is the range I'm looking for. So this is the red line on the charts. That is the VPOC that is closed. So that's the highest volume per price. So I mean, obviously, I don't know if people were more bullish or bearish at these certain locations, but there was enough interest at least, right? And then if we could break through that, terrific. So if we can start getting closes above probably like 165.53. Well, my next spot where there was really interest before would take me to about 167.12. Right. But for right now, we kind of opened up on Google right in between, where obviously there was some interest. And were there more bulls at that spot or bears? Well, the fact that we're above that price means that there were more people trying to keep it up and going bullish. So as we come back down, those bulls don't want to lose money. So that's where you start doubling down on your positions. Or if you're not in that, that's a good spot to go long. Right. So you're kind of using that as some type of like support. To the higher side, though, yesterday's VPOC was at 165.53, 165.53, right? And we're below that. So there was a little bit more bears in that location, and that's probably going to just chop us around on Google until we could break one of those two, right? On Google, for instance, if we break down this 164.10 and we get a close below there, I don't have another VPOC on this one of interest and until probably about 159.40. So that's a big one to break down. Lots of room to the downside. Vice versa, if we push up higher, I'll probably get about $2 push before the next little resistance comes in. And then if that one could break, the next spot for me takes me to about 171.97. So we'll see. But and then going back to the SPY where I was like, yeah, this is the spot we kind of want to hold and break through and all that good stuff. That was coming up here, right? So this is yesterday's VPOC I have at 501.06. And then my question really is, did the market ultimately take Jerome Powell more bullish or bearish yesterday? So for me, the answer to that was bullish, right? I think the market kind of loved it. They did just massively sell off and created this kind of weird looking wick. We also did not open at a great place. Ended up opening right below that little downtrend that I have. And so if we're going to go bullish, how much room do I have to a bull side? Probably into that previous VPOC from that zone, right? So it doesn't look like we hit that one yet or even kind of touched it. We did break through it yesterday, but that puts my target to the bull side about 505.04. So now I have, okay, if I'm opening here just under $1 to the higher side, where I think some bears might come in. So I don't really have a great reward going bullish at open. And then coming all the way back down here, if we were to touch it, somewhere around 501.16, I think we said 501.08, so a little tighter on this one, right? So somewhere down there, I actually have a lot more reward to the bear side, even though I'm thinking, hey, that's kind of a bullish meeting that we had yesterday, and I think we have some bulls. It might make sense to play this for the fade first, see what happens at this zone, see if we get some buying to come in. Essentially, that's what we did, but then it got scary, right? We started to break that down. I was like, I don't know if I'm feeling that bullish anymore. We got to see what happens. And then we got down to this 552. We broke down this one, five. So there's a decent little bear trap in this wick. There's some bears who are feeling real good who have a little different opinion on the market at this point in time. But so essentially, yeah, I'm using that as support resistance. And this is going to be the wick now. If this wick breaks down, and that came right into this one here, actually. So that was a full-on retest of that, too. Very good spot for a bounce. But if today's candle gets taken out, there's nothing else really to support us until probably about 495.42. We'll see if we get the bounce there. So it's going to be a very, very important candle. We'll probably close. I don't know. I don't really see us running and going green on the day. That would be a tough sell. But closing has a nice looking red hammer. This is going to make today's candle extremely important. And we got some job numbers tomorrow, which maybe could break the candle one way or the other. Otherwise, if not, tomorrow could be an inside day for me. Did that help at all? All right, awesome. Beautiful. All right, Meta still not doing much. SPY getting kind of caught up where we said that spot might be as well. So just gotta wait and see. C has X dividend tomorrow. The Citigroup. Yeah, how's Citigroup holding up? What is their dividend? Let's see. What is their dividend rate? C dividends. Three 3.45% if somebody wants it, but yeah, you got to be in by probably close today. Mm. What's MPW? MPW. Got the divvies on that one. That came in today. So not bad. And let me pull up this meta screen again. See if we get stops up a little bit more. This daily chart for Meta. Uh, we're we're still a little bit away from where I think the real resistance is, which is about 440. Meta could definitely be another one where we leave a lot of gains on the table with a 1.2. ZTS jumped $9. ZTS. Zodus? I can honestly say I've never looked at this chart in my life. I have no idea what they do. And it's a $168 stock. Yeah, very light volume. But nice move. Looks like it's off of earnings. Until it says Apple buy puts or calls for earnings. I think both are probably overpriced. I think both are overpriced. Just because you're going to get that extra premium for like you're going to need a big move either direction. For me, I think I would be leaning a little bit more bullish than bearish on Apple. So if I had to go in any direction, I think I'd want to be sitting there bullish. But I do think that probably my guesstimate is those call and put premiums are probably a little jacked up. I mean, this is for tomorrow, May 3rd. Current price is what, 171? They're actually, so 175, you're going to be paying $2. Actually, the call side of things are not bad. May 3rd call options for 175 strike. You're paying $2 for. The puts, so you go 167.50. Actually, those options are not as jacked up as I thought they would be. Is the market expecting a little muted reaction? I'd probably go with the May 10th 172.50s. You're paying 365 current price. So essentially you would have to get to about 176, 175 and change. Call it 176. I thought those were going to be a little bit more premium on that. Yeah, Tesla's definitely consolidating. It's been like that most of the day. Again, they do have a little bit of resistance above them, so that would make sense. And then actually really good support below them. Mm. Spies that support 502.39. Mm. Yeah, right back into VWAP for now, so we'll have to see how this one stands. Again, I think a little red hammer candle would be a very interesting close for today. Slight bullish momentum heading into Apple earnings tonight. So Apple at one point, up until recent history, I would say, that has been like the main earnings. Like that's what's going to pretty much move the market. It was more off the forecast, the guidance, than even their earnings. I think that's kind of changed a little bit. I think that got shifted over to Nvidia and anything chip wise. So I don't know if we have a big reaction from the SPY, as we'll have some, but I don't think anything too big. Their guidance will still probably play into it a little bit, but I do think that any positivity from Apple and any positive guidance will actually help push the market more bullish than it will if they come out and they're like, yeah, sales are down. We're a little can't really put guidance out for the next quarter or whatever. I don't think the market takes it as bad, to be honest. So I would think there's a little bit more upside to everything. I feel like the market's just looking for anything positive whatsoever. I would say probably the job report tomorrow is going to move the market more than Apple earnings. Mm, We got, see if anything else is kind of moving. Otherwise, we're kind of getting into that lunchtime period, so things are slowing down a tad. Baba's running. Baba. Yeah, kind of already ran. That was mellowing it out as well. Could I move my stops on meta just to get to some kind of gains on this one? I might take that. Let's see. We got the 200 on a 3 minute. Yeah, I'm not gonna give this one much wiggle room. I'm gonna go put stops at 437.28. So 437.28, 437.28, new stop. I'm gonna lock in gains no matter what. Just ahead of time for lunch. 437.28. All right. So we'll end up with probably a small win on this one unless we could get some kind of bounce. Market is kind of pulling back a little bit. And then with lunchtime coming in, we'll probably lose a little volatility. I don't really want to have to manage stops from the passport people. Got enough going on with them. But we'll have a small little gain there. Let me put that on the chart again. 437.28. 7.28. If they hammer out of that, that'd be fun. That would be a blast. Too soon to tell, but that's not a bad looking candle on Meta, to be honest. And Spy is trying as well. So we'll see. That's actually, I believe that's tweezers. We can even get our stops a little higher. But I'll leave it for where it's at. Spy at support, 502.39. Yeah, well, it kind of broke down there. We're just honestly we're retesting probably this. And they did have a little bit of a trap, so yeah, first support probably should have been right around where you're saying, Santilla. So that's 502.38-ish. The next one, which would be a decent one, and this one gets scarier because we're under the VWAP and the 10, 501.88. Anybody with moving stops up on this one, probably underneath that green candle, maybe that red candle, all of those just got taken out. So this is an interesting bounce spot. I'm gonna get my stops up a little bit more. 437.33 new stop. 437.33 new stop on Meta. Get an extra 5 pennies off it. $7.33. This is after that tweezer bottom, that kind of close above the 10, and then you get some bullish pop. Yeah, I don't want those to break down. I might as well lock in the extra 5 cents. Joe, are you in on Tesla or no? Not yet. Just waiting. Waiting and seeing. Softy is looking soft. That is actually another decent retest spot too. We're back in no man's land. Decent amount of volume came in on this candle. So yeah, especially if this candle, this current one, kind of get back above VWAP, start breaking 502.30, we might get another little pop. Let's see if anything else is moving. GEO. GEO's having a good day. ALB 123.88. Bob has been a beast, 4.5% today. Nice. MPW is up 4%. Palantir's up 1.5%. Plug Power's up 3%. Even Rivian 2.93%. SoFi hanging in there. Okay. Meta still keeping us in the game. That's good. Neo's up 50% from the bottom. Still down 40% for the year. That's crazy. Getting clobbered. Yeah, otherwise, I'm not seeing any other news. Nothing too crazy going on in the market. Okay. SMCI. SMCI. Same thing as the SPY, just hovering around the VWAP. You got Nvidia chilling. SHOP. We were looking at that one for a little bit of potential double bottom. That would have worked out okay. Slight little reversal hammer on Meta. Still above the 10 though. Shipping a chair. SPY, yeah, SPY's still on the VWAP, but this candle is going to be an important one. This 5-minute candle got the close below it. We're still kind of in this retest spot. You got a little bit of volume on that one, so if this candle breaks down, most likely we'll probably get stopped out on Meta. Still for a nice little tiny win. But if we get above that candle, that means we're above the 10, we're above the VWAP, we're taking out that high wave indecision with a little bit of a bear trap wick to it, with some volume piled into it as well. So that would be a decent sign. We probably at least get back to 503 at that point, and more than likely, I think we break that. And then the next stop is probably about 503.86 on the SPY. So, going to be an important candle. Yeah, we got the 3-minute tweet. That's why I was like, you know what, let's get our stop up another 5 pennies. Might as well, just in case. And could this happen on SPY where we just get quick little flash down? So here should be really good support. We still got VWAP below us. So we could get a bounce there and then that could happen, but I'd rather not see those tweezers get taken out, to be honest. Especially when the market itself is in no man's land. Nvidia is getting a hammer on the VWAP. Clerk says trailed SPY 502 entry got taken out at 502.87 on trailed stop. 502 entry. You going bullish on that one? Yeah. Yeah, this candle I think took out a lot of people. That's what I'm thinking. If we could get back above here, 502, 30, 502, 32, something like that. That should give bulls some momentum, squeeze some of these bears where now we'd be looking for this double top around 503. But I think if that candle gets taken out, I think that 503 is on the list to get taken out as well. And then that takes us to like 503.86 probably is the next little consolidation spot. So not bad. Tesla has a 10 EMA to the bear side potentially, but that's been in just chop fest all day. Mm, okay, they're keeping us in on Meta, not bad. We just need a little bit more momentum. The one thing I would be concerned with on Meta, number one is targets for us, but two is this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4. This could be wave 5. We'll have to see how this one plays out. That maybe we could get our stops up a little bit further, just in case. But then again, if we have the SPY cooperating with us, and this thing, if we get a little bit higher, we should be able to hit targets, I would think. Maybe option market is expecting low volatility down. That's possible, yeah. Yeah, I thought those premiums were going to be a lot more jacked up. It's actually really not that bad. We definitely still have a little premium, especially because tomorrow, at least for those weeklies, all those options expire. So it's either you're right or wrong. It's a 100% risk. All right, Meta's looking good. I'm gonna get that stop up a little bit higher. So let's go to 437.70. 437.70. New stop. 437.70. This is going to be an important close on this current candle. Because for the moment, it did get above the 200. It depends if it can stay there. I got the 200 EMA on a 3-minute chart around 438.95. So that would be a really, really good candle to close up higher. Albert says, DJ, when you do fib retracement, do you consider pre-market range or no? It depends. I wish I could give you a better answer. For Meta, I forget which one we did. Was it Meta? Either Meta or Google, I think. Yeah, no, I think we did it on Meta. So on Meta, it was I took this. So really, what you're trying to measure, I guess, is the best way to explain it. It all comes down to what you're trying to measure, right? So essentially, all the fib is if we have a starting point here, let's call it A, and then a stock moves like this, and it's B. This is the entire move that you want to measure, right? This is the bigger term picture. The longer time frame you go out, the more accurate things are. Obviously, we know that the stocks don't just go straight up, that you're going to get some of this, but ultimately this is your line. So could you do a fib from here as your starting point to this pivot? Right? And now you're trying to catch the pullback, and maybe this is about the 50% retracement. Right? So if you're measuring this line, wherever that move is, true, right? That's good. In a longer term basis, like if you're missing this entire move and you're like, where do I get in? All right, well, if you're at the 5618 here, that's a much stronger potential pop, right? Because this move was so much larger, you would expect this move to be fairly big as opposed to here, where that's going to take you to here, and then okay, you got the pullback, and you know what I'm saying? So it's a little, it just depends on what you want to measure. So what we did do on this one, for Meta, we did draw out the fibs. We went somewhere from here to roughly here. And so not only did I include pre-market on this one, but I included pre-market, like pretty much where this move actually started. And that gave us right around the 618 we were hovering. Right. So knowing that that was a much bigger move on the overall picture, this is a decent pullback spot where somebody that missed all of this is probably where the bulls want to try to get in. Right. And then the next spot takes us into like that pre-market resistance. But if this is still ultimately bullish, we should hit targets. Right. We should probably get above it. Maybe we see 449, 450, something like that. But yeah, just depends on what you kind of want to measure. That's all. So the answer is yes, but depends. Mm. Meta still keeping us in the game, so that's good. Probably will give us another stop to move stops as well. We'll give it another second. Got like 13 more minutes left, so we'll see. PDD getting some volume in with a pop above the 10. Last candle on the 3 minute did give us a close above the 3 minute. Actually, even that red candle before that one also gave us a close above the what did I say, the 10, the 200 on a 3 minute. Still would expect a little fight here, and then if we get some continued action, especially from the SPY trying to get a pop, that should help us with this meta as well. As long as they don't find my stops. However, I am live on YouTube, so now the market makers are just watching my stream. They're like, so there's a stop. Okay, now we'll get it. Well, so we'll see. Microsoft kind of looks like an inverted head and shoulders. The only thing that throws it off is this one little wick down here. So this is more double bottom. Going back to Albert's comment. So like here's where I wouldn't do pre-market, right? Because this is where this move starts. This is where this one ends. So like that's the line. So I don't really need pre-market in that one. And then where's that 618? That takes us right to where we got that bounce. So for this one, why would I even consider a fib there? Because there is that double bottom. So we have double bottom, we have a new higher high. And I'm looking for kind of like what we were looking for over there on the SPY is some kind of a pullback to the 618, anticipating that we get some kind of higher low. So that came in exactly what we wanted on that higher low. And now we're like, okay, well, if we're doing higher lows, we've already got the higher highs. Let's see if we get that trend to continue up higher. Right. So that would be one where I'd just be considering the fib on this as opposed to really caring what happens with any pre-market or anything like that. But going back to like here, maybe I might want to consider this a little bit more if I'm like in a longer term picture, is this anything relevant? Right? Do I have some kind of general zone of why we even got that bounce or double bottom in that spot in the first place? Clearly just says they do that. Yeah, and I know. But they also do it when I'm not streaming live on YouTube. So they got a good system going over there. Those market makers. And my stop is up kind of aggressively on this one too, but we're in the green, so even if they stop hunting me at this point, they can't beat me. Not this time, market. Not this time. What I would love to see, and I still want to keep going a little aggressive on my stops realistically, but I want this VWAP to start floating up a lot higher. Get that VWAP up because all of our stops right now are well above it. I typically don't like. They have eyes. Yeah, they got the eyes in their AIs. Scrolling like spiders through my broker, I think. I don't know. All right, getting another little pop. Any volume coming in? Not necessarily. Mm, I think I kind of, yeah, I'm gonna get my stops up a little bit more. 438.37, 438.37, new stop. 438.37. Just because all my stops are on the wrong side of the VWAP at this point. But did we hit? No, we didn't hit new high of the day. Yeah, 441.35. We still got a little bit of room to go before that next kind of, I think, resistance comes in. And then ultimately our target is 442. It was, I feel like it was kind of a wide stop that we did. Next developing pre-market 441.84 is what I have. I move this on the chart. 438.37. Not giving it too much room, but just in case. There was the after hours VPOC at 439.15. So we did get a couple successful closes above that. And if we do get stopped out, we're probably getting about a quarter of an hour, maybe 0.3. We'll take. PDD SPY back above VWAP, back above the 10. So again, that even had a little bit of extra trappy wick on it. So now we're gonna be piling into that 503, and I think that 503 is a little bit easier to take out too. So that's gonna be good for the bull case. I would assume. And as people have told me before, just always assume whenever possible. I think that's the phrase. I think so. Maybe I misheard it. I don't know. I'm not sure. Mm, this is wave 5 on Meta though. We'll see. We'll see. Microsoft's starting to look a little bit better too. Again, it got a bounce off that last 618. Probably 398 would be the next target on that one before a little resistance. SPY slowly creeping up. We're about 30 cents away, 20 cents away from 503 is where we got rejected last time. So we'll see if we double top from here. I don't think so though. I don't think so. Um, News on Ford. Ford hybrid vehicles continue to accelerate, with U.S. sales reaching 17,997 in April, a 60% improvement from same month. So I don't know how Tesla is going to react off that news, but Ford's coming out saying electric vehicles are good for them. Baba's hitting new highs. Baba. Yep, new highs today on Baba. I would like to take this time to let all the haters know when I was saying Baba 70, 71. And they're like, no, don't do it, DJ. And I was like, I have to. I have to. They still have earnings on Tuesday, so we're not going to victory lap. But 5.5%. Finally starting to break out on Bob, but that's good. I forget what three stocks I said, but there was three stocks I said in when did I teach the we did the live beginner course. I think it was February sometime. And I was like, all right, fundamentally speaking, the stocks I like the most. I know PayPal was one of them. I was like, I think they got a lot more upside. Baba was the second one. I forgot what that third one was. I don't even know if I have the recordings anywhere. Forgot what that third one was. But so far, both of those, the two I remember, are definitely up. Mm, what about ALB? Did that continue to push higher? All right, we're back in that 503 again. ALB is trying to come up, doing its thing. Boy, doy. All right, we got 3 more minutes left. If you're in Slack, I will update targets and stops and things like that. Probably not going to move targets at all, so it'll just be stops. And I think we got it in a fairly good location. Now you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green candles in a row, so we might sit through a pullback if we can survive it. I don't even mind if they take me for a small gain because this could be wave 5 on this one. Otherwise, I'm going to try to stay in meta as long as possible to try to hit targets. And just as a SPY kind of approaches that 503, which I think is probably a little bit of a fight zone, but ultimately I think bulls get through that 503. I'd be a little shocked if they don't. Otherwise, if you're on YouTube and you don't have Slack access, well, you can easily obtain that once the website's up and running. You can join us. We trade live every single day, 9 to 12. And then we got the afternoon swing room with your boy Jeremy Newsom or one of the other team if they're kind of filling in for him. So you'll have access to that plus Slack as well. But otherwise, you guys are incredible. I'll close down the room now and we'll try it again tomorrow. We'll see what's out there tomorrow. See you later, guys.